In life, no one can escape the question, who am I? Because instinctively we realize that there's actually little or nothing we can do or know about when, where, how, why we are alive without knowing who we really are. This means that the secret key to open up the entire universe is in asking and answering the question, who am I? In other words, once we know who we really are, we will know when, how, where, and why we are alive. And the more we know about when, where, how, and why, or what for we are alive or born, the higher our intelligence and performance capabilities. So, the day we start asking the question, who am I, we never remain the same. We start striving to know more and do more and more, consequently change or evolve more and more. This means that the day we start asking the question, who am I, that's the day our conscious growth, change, or evolution begins. And as we continue to strive to know more about who we are, so we continue to grow, change, or evolve from ordinary humans to genius humans and to extraordinary humans with extraordinary intelligence and performance capabilities beyond genius that we call Aragons. Hence, the secret key to unlock human evolution and extraordinary intelligence and performance capabilities in higher civilizations is knowing who we truly are or answer the question, who am I? Such that if one must be able to transform or evolve from ordinary human to genius human and to Aragon, one must be able to answer the question, who am I, or understand the meaning of the word man. Since our journey is about understanding how to evolve or transform from an ordinary human to genius and Aragon human, let's now discuss the true meaning of the word man. The meaning of man. In life, human languages are codes for communication like the computer language is coded. This is why children, when born, have to start learning the meaning of every word or code in their mother's tongue or according to their mother's tongue of translation before they can begin effective communication with others. The same reason, if you must be able to communicate in foreign languages other than your mother's tongue, you have to learn to decode or learn the meaning of the words or codes of such foreign languages. This is because all languages are inspired by God to every people according to the nature they interact with or through the nature surrounding them, as nature is actually the sanctuary of knowledge. Every word is a code, including names. Codes are secrets, information, or data with meaning apart from their sounds. For instance, the word man is a code word that reveals a lot of information about man, and in simple meaning, man means mud in nature. But in complex meaning or complex information, mud in nature, man, is a lot of information, as we will soon find out. Let's also use some other words to buttress the fact that words are not just ordinary as they sound. Words are actually secret codes or information or knowledge. However, some words are simple codes and others are complex codes. For instance, the word knowledge is a complex code that can be broken down or separated as know, L, and edge. And the L represent lead, which actually implies that knowledge is a code, means know to lead an edge. This is why what you know better than others puts you on a higher edge than them, such that knowledge can make you more superior to others in terms of intelligence and performance capabilities. Also, words like sex can be separated as S and X, meaning secret exchange, which is why sex is a means of exchange of body energy like healing energy, body fluids, and even diseases. At spiritual level, eggs of life, fate, whether good or bad fate, etc., can be exchanged. The word God can be separated as G, O, and D, which means greatest of doers. So, among every being who can perform, the one who performs the most is called God. And many other words like parent, wisdom, life, love, etc. are complex codes. We shall discuss the meaning of words as codes in a different section. So, once again, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now to our channel and stay with us on this journey of Aragonian transformation to learn more. Now, we can see that so many words, including the word man, are codes, and we have to decode their meaning for us to really understand their implications or applications. So, very soon we will realize that the more we know about ourselves or the word man, the more we can apply ourselves or perform in life. So, let's continue to discuss the meaning of the word man. Man as a complex code. Mud in nature implies that man is only a kind of nature, mud or dust, to which life is gifted or in which current, naked spirit, is encapsulated that uses external nature. So that from nature comes nature, and to nature all nature returns, i.e. from dust man is taken, and to dust all men returns. As man comes from nature, so he must depend on nature for survival or sustenance, development, transformation, transition, even for guidance and inspiration as designed by his creator. In other words, God uses nature to activate or awaken, regulate, refine, enhance, and transform man from a very weak state after man is born to a super strong adult being or Aragon. Also, God uses nature to cause death to man with time. This is why the more free of nature and time a being is in existence, the higher the powers and life of that being. Such that, because the angels do not use and depend on nature, they not carry a physical body like man, but are pure light or naked light. So, they are very fast and have relatively higher powers and very long lifespan, only controlled or dependent on time. And God the Almighty is above nature and time, so has infinite powers and life. In other words, God is above dependence and death. We will analyze these facts for better understanding as we progress when we discuss the implications of human geometry and morphology. Man being mud or dust means that man is actually a vessel or container in which a lot of treasures, wealth or resources, and light is encapsulated or deposited. This means that man is actually a sanctuary of wealth and limited light or energy that needs to acquire or use more of the unlimited energy of external nature and universe. Just like external nature, land, water, and air or cosmos are all sanctuaries of unlimited wealth or resources and unlimited energy. Man is also a wealth sanctuary or wealth mine with very limited and weak energy. While man is the first sanctuary of wealth and source of energy, land is the second, water the third, and air or cosmos the fourth. As vast as the land and water wealth sanctuaries are, both are nothing compared to the vastness of the cosmos wealth sanctuary and light or energy. Though each wealth sanctuary or wealth mine holds significantly different types of wealth uniquely important to man. While we will also leave the analysis and discussion of the implications of wealth, especially the cosmos wealth, to subsequent sections as we progress, it's very imperative to note that despite the vastness of the land, water, and cosmos wealth, the human wealth or resources and body energy is the most important. In that, the land or terrestrial wealth, water or aqua wealth, air or cosmos wealth are useless without the human wealth or resources and body energy. In other words, the wealth, resources, and energy of external nature and universe are meant for man's exploration and use. So, in order to explore, process, and utilize the various wealth and energy of external nature, man must have first learned to explore and activate, regulate, refine, enhance his own wealth and body light or energy to potent points. At potent points of the various wealth and light or energy of man, man is transformed into a super strong, fast, and skilled being that can decode almost any information from nature, universe, or information of life, explore and process crude resources of external nature into beneficial wealth that support human existence and comfort. Men have been known to carry out much explorations of the resources or wealth and energy of the land sanctuary and water sanctuary. But if you pay attention, you will discover that in recent time, most advanced nations and even billionaire private individuals are now in the race and competition for space exploration. I bet most common citizens of the world sees everything about the race of nations for space missions just as scientific exploration made for academic purposes. But the truth beyond reality is that these space missions are search for the wealth, energy, and powers of the cosmos sanctuary, which is the fourth sanctuary of wealth and energy that is still very virgin. And any nation that will discover the secret knowledge or information of the exploration and utilization of the cosmos sanctuary will rule the world. In other words, The next key power to rule the world is in the cosmos sanctuary, and anyone or nation who finds it can dominate the rest of humanity. Like external nature consists of three main temples or minds or sanctuaries of wealth and energy. Men also consist of three temples or minds or sanctuaries of wealth or resources and energy, namely the body sanctuary, the mind sanctuary, and the soul or spirit sanctuary. These three temples or sanctuaries of man hold different types of wealth that are collectively interwoven and interdependent in function. Some of the numerous wealth hidden or coded on the body, mind, and soul sanctuaries include body energy or light, knowledge, characters or talents or skills, human potentials, ordinary powers, depotent and tripotent balances, egg of life, extraordinary powers, astral or elemental and ray powers, power of vision, power of creativity, vacuum power, etc. All these human treasures or resources or wealth and energy can be collectively called the human karamis, which can be expressed, applied, or utilized in the human six spheres of life. Name: administrative, management or economic, commerce or labor, social, spiritual, and sexual spheres for fulfillment or actualization of human life assignments and destinies. Thus, man is a coded earthly vessel, sanctuary, mine of wealth and resources, and energy or light or karamis that can undergo self-activation, self-regulation, self-refinement, self-enhancement, self-application, and self-fulfillment of designated purposes or assignments as a super strong, very fast, and skillful being or Aragon, while using the resources and energy of external nature. So, now you can see that you are much more than just a human being. You are an Aragon. Let's now look at who you truly are from scientific perspective, which gives evidence that you are actually an Aragon.